Okay, you guys, we are back with another banging video. In this video, we're gonna talk about Mr. Timothée Chalamet getting caught, allegedly cheating on Kylie with the French-Romanian actress Anamaria Vartolomei in Paris. But before we get into this video, honey, it is game on. I got my rapper chain on and it's game on. I got my chain on and it's game on. I got my rapper chain on and it's game on. I got my chain on. Okay, let's get into it, guys, because if you have been keeping up, and I don't see why you wouldn't be keeping up, because when it comes to the Kardashian juices, the gossips, I am ahead of everyone. And I kid you not, the videos and the video history speaks for themselves. Because before Kim Kardashian and Lewis Hamilton came out public, I told you guys that last year summer. And guess who's just catching up to Kim and Lewis Hamilton? The media, of course. So, if you want to stay ahead of what is going on, hit that subscribe button, turn on your notification bell, give this video a big thumbs up. You know why it's important to thumbs up the video? So that every time I upload a video like this, you get what? Notified. No! I did a video yesterday, and when I did that video, I didn't want to do that video. I'm gonna be very honest. But there was a part of me who said, put that video out there because you're gonna see how it all made sense. Because I was saying, wasn't it a couple weeks ago that Kim and Kris and Kourtney, they were helping Timothée Chalamet to shop for a wedding ring for Kylie? Why would they have this sudden change of heart, telling Kylie to leave Timothée Chalamet, go back to her baby daddy Travis Scott, because Timothée Chalamet is like a two-face, you know, and Kylie has been pouring into Timothée Chalamet, but Timothée Chalamet hasn't been pouring into Kylie. As you guys know, you know what? I called this many years ago, you know. I told you guys, for anyone who has been keeping up, and some of you guys do keep up, and some of you guys remind me of the things that I say. Sometimes I see you guys going off over there on TikTok, tagging me saying, Star, you did say this, you did say this. Like with Kim Kardashian and Lewis Hamilton. When the Sun revealed that report, honey, I got over 1,000 tags on TikTok of people saying, Star, you told us that she was dating a UK man last year summer, remember? You told us this, you told us this, you told us that, you only don't know his name. Like, I described the man. I said the man was biracial, and I said black biracial to be specific. If you want to stay in the loop, honey, here is where you need to be, okay? So, when I did that video yesterday, I was questioning myself. I was like, why would Kris and Kim tell Kylie to leave Timothée Chalamet and go back to Travis Scott? Because when she was with Travis Scott, the money was coming up and all of that, and Travis Scott would build her up, but Timothée is taking from her. Kylie follows Timothée to work. Timothée doesn't follow Kylie to work. And I made that clear what I mean in terms of Kylie is always on the red carpets with Timothée. Timothée never on red carpets with her. No, why would Timothée Chalamet be out here acting reckless with another woman? That will be a concern for many of you guys. Well, let me clear that up for you in case you're confused, right? Remember that Timothée Chalamet is not accustomed to this level of publicity. He only got to this level of publicity because of Kylie. I've shown you guys the graph. I've shown you guys proof that normally, yes, the media outlets, they do talk about Timothée Chalamet. But since he has been with Kylie, they're talking about him over 80% more than they usually would. So Timothée Chalamet, do you guys know he did the same thing with Lilibeth Rose? He cheated on Lilibeth Rose allegedly in the same way? Oh yes, honey. Oh yes. So, what they're saying, according to MetGala Crave on Twitter, MetGala Crave says, and there's a clip, They're not just telling you this, honey. There is a clip to back up these statements, okay? The clip doesn't show the girl on top of Timothée or Timothée on top of the girl, but I mean, do we need to see that? No, we don't need to see that. That's really none of our business. But what is out there, what is in the public domain, like hell, it's our business. So, what they're saying is that Timothée Chalamet, who is currently in a long-term relationship with entrepreneur and reality television personality, Kylie Jenner, was spotted with who looks like the French-Romanian actress Anamaria Vartolomei in Paris. The pair had suddenly realized they were being filmed as they seemed to shy away from the cameras and return to their hotel around 10:30 p.m. They said 10:30 p.m. Then they go in to say later, around 11:30 p.m., it seemed the pair wanted to go out quietly together as they requested a large security detail, including tarpaulins to prevent them from being seen getting into the same vehicle. They then drove around Paris for an hour to ensure no one was following them, but ultimately decided to return to the hotel because too many people allegedly were watching them. They thought that they could have moved around Paris seamlessly. Like, listen, you know, something is telling me that did Kris Jenner give any of these paparazzis the hints like Timothée was going to be in Paris, follow him, he's going to stay at XYZ hotel, follow him around? Do you guys know they used to do the same thing to Travis Scott, allegedly? So I'm wondering if it is the same thing that Madame, my number one pimp of all pimp, Madam Kris Jenner, did in this case. Now they're saying the pair had suddenly realized they were being filmed as they seemed to shy away from the cameras and return to their hotel around 10:30 p.m. later. So, we already read that part. They drove around Paris for an hour, ensure that no one was following them, but ultimately decided to return to their hotel room because they realized that too many people were watching them. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? No. If this is innocent, if this was innocent, if this is someone that he's just working with, why would there be such a need for them to be so low-key, tarpaulin and everything to hide them? If this was innocent and if they were working on a project together, there would be no need for them to go through all of this because he would have given Kylie the heads up that, hey babe, you know, I'm going to be working with Anamaria and we're going to be in Paris for the weekend. We're going to stay in the same hotel. You know, the paparazzis, they love to make a big deal out of nothing and all of that. And now, some people are saying that Anamaria is married and she's married to Timothée Chalamet, one of Timothée Chalamet's best friend and all of that jazz. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it for an hour, a second, a minute, nor few. But do you think Kylie's gonna leave this man? Absolutely not. They're gonna come with something to make it seem as though we're all delusional and we're all just cray-cray. And then Kylie is gonna try to have a baby. If this doesn't end them, if this moment doesn't end Kylie and Timothée Chalamet, Kylie is going to have a baby for this man to lock down this man. I'm going to tell you this. None of these women are going to marry to anyone and stay married to anyone. It's a curse that is coming from their mom. The mom did not set the tone for a lasting marriage. And it will never happen for any of these women. These women have already sacrificed money for true happiness. These women will never know what it's like to be truly happy outside of money. They will never know their happiness through relationship. It will only be short lived. Okay? Short. Now guys, I'm gonna tell you this. If Kylie, and I think she's gonna look this over and she's gonna keep moving with her relationship, because when you look at these Kylie Jenner women, right? And if we're being honest, there aren't much people that they can date. Hollywood despises them, and that's just the truth. Many people will be cordial towards them, but when it comes to getting close to them in terms of, combining families and all of that, it's too much, and many people don't want to get into that too much. And already we have the Kardashian board, Duma, who is already telling us that, oh, this is no big deal. That photo that you saw with Timothée Chalamet and Anamaria, it's nothing. So what Duma is saying, they're saying photographs from a public ping pong event exit led to misreporting that Timothée Chalamet was living with another actress. A well-placed source tells Duma Timothee and this actress did not exit together, and reports of post-event time spent together are inaccurate. And they have photos credit of bad grade. What did we see in the photo? In that video? What did we see in that video? Didn't we see two people leaving together? Tell me about the timing. Tell me about the timing. So you're telling us that we didn't see them leaving together, irrespective of the fact that we saw them leaving together. You want to convince us that our bulbs, they want to convince us what our bulbs, what our lens saw is not real. Can you imagine these people playing games on us? These people playing games on us, honey. Mind games. Want to tell us that what we're seeing, it's not true. But tell you what, I think Kylie wants to have a baby with this man. But Kylie's going to learn that you can't keep a man that doesn't want to be kept. Timothée Chalamet is not going to stay with Kylie. He's not going to stay with Kylie. The moment that Kylie builds him up and he gets to where he wants, he's going to be out of there. He's going to be out of there. If I wasn't convinced of it then, I'm convinced of it now. Even if they walk down the aisle, he's going to be, like those women the only one out of that family that may have some shot, and I can't even see Kendall getting married and staying married. You know why? Kendall is what you call a true aristocrat. And Kendall knows her worth. She knows her value. And Kendall is a no-nonsense person. She doesn't keep up with the BS. She doesn't keep up with the nonsense. Ever since Kendall was a child, you could look at Kendall and Kendall always knows. She always knew who she is, what she's about. She's that, like, you can't play those games with Kendall. Kendall is not about those games. So if Kendall does get married, I see her marrying to someone who's not an American, someone who's coming from strong traditional family values and norms. And, if that person flips or shifts slightly with Kendall is gonna kick their ass to the curb because she's a no-nonsense person. Kendall is a no-nonsense person. We see it with Kendall and her family. And if she's a no-nonsense person with her, she's not gonna do it with a man either. She will not do it with a man either. So I don't see any of these women having anything that's called long and lasting love. I see them having love for a moment, as I said to you guys before, and I'll say it again. I think these women have traded material needs for love. I think so. I think that Kim's best shot that she had at love and everlasting love was with Kanye, and I think Kanye will always be Kim's everlasting love. No matter what happens after that, it's gonna be always Kim and Kanye. Not together, but she's gonna always lean on that man. And she's gonna realize that, you know what? Kanye was a damn lot to deal with. but she's gonna realize she should have stayed and go through the thick and the thin with him until he came around, because we're seeing Kanye coming back to who he was, and he's slowly getting there. And as such, I mean, Kim is gonna realize that she should have fought harder for him. And Kris Jenner told her that as well. But anywho, Kylie's gonna still go with this man because she's gonna want to have a baby for one of the most talented actress in this era. She's gonna have the baby, but she's still gonna get dumped after having the baby. She's gonna get dumped. It's gonna, like, it's their karma. They can't even avoid it, even if they want to. They're involved in too much magic and too much this and too much that. And when you mess with energy, you have to pay. You have to pay. But anywho, guys, that's all I have to share in this video with you all. Let me know what's your take. Leave your comments below, and we're gonna talk some more in the comment section. Peace.